Fresh air at last. I am glad to be leaving that hell behind us.
And now...
We'll camp here for the night and continue the journey at the break of dawn. Our next step will be the last in this country. The ancient bridge across the river Balatom on the border with Yakistan. Once we're across, we'll be safe from our pursuers.
Well, now that's good news. See you later, Kirk.
Miss Kitwalk! Made arrangement with previous owner. Yurts just for your sleep until end of journey. Former owner now decide go live in other yurts so Miss Kitwalk sleep nice in this.
Oh, that's really very nice of you, Mr. Barut. Thank you so much.
This creature seems to have taken quite a liking to me.
The Yukos have stored all of the things I've managed to take out of the clinic. That's so nice of them. Oh, I wish.
Ah, Kate Walker. How are your lodgings?
Great. Thank you so much for the yurt, but I really can't stay too long. I'm exhausted.
Alas, the night may well be long.
But why?
Miss Kate Walker, take look at the moon.
The red moon. It only very rarely enters this phase, about every 20 years.
Every 20 years. Like the migration, I guess.
Miss Kate Walker calculate well.
It is not chance. Each migration must come here to this exact spot for the night of the red moon.
Why is it so important?
The red moon is the time for a sacred ceremony that is very important for the Yukos. A ritual to bring the favor of the spirits upon the migration, and so to have a chance to reach the destination. Since the dawn of time, this ceremony has been held in the Temple of the Red Moon.
I didn't see any temple in the vicinity.
That is the problem, Miss Kate Walker. Since last migration, temple disappeared.
Come on, a temple can't just up and vanish like that.
Unless it is buried beneath tons of concrete.
Do you mean that the temple was demolished so that they could construct the stadium?
It is said that the spiritual guide of the previous migration, my predecessor in a way, found a way to save the temple.
How did he do that?
The guide Kantika accompanied by a few other brave Yukols, offered to work on the site. They proved to be very able masons, to the point of being able to hide our temples beneath the concrete without anyone knowing. For months, they worked at night, away from the eyes of architects and foremen.
Yukols worn out by hard work to save House of Spirits.
But they succeeded in their enterprise, and our temple really is hidden somewhere, beneath these modern buildings. Alas, the poor people died of exhaustion.
How terrible. I'm so sorry.
Ti Espiritulu, Makra Henok, Bignok Vanu. With these words, the tribe pays tribute to their sacrifice.
Ti Espiritulu Makra Henok Bignok Vanu. Temple must be somewhere here. Me tell tribe look for temple. But little help of Miss Kate Walker, not too much.
But you don't have a map or the slightest idea where the temple could be hidden?
We only know that it is here somewhere, beneath tons of concrete. We absolutely must find it, Kate Walker.
So, where should we start?
You search on your side. We'll have a better chance of finding the temple with all of us searching.
Okay. What exactly does the ceremony consist of?
The ritual of the Red Moon is to draw the favor of the spirits onto our caravan. A purification before we can cross the border into Yakistan. It's also a very personal type of trial. It's difficult to explain the ceremony in a few words, Kate Walker. You need to experience it to understand.
Are you sure Olga and the Colonel won't be able to chase us on the other side of the border?
Yes, Kate Walker. Yakistan is outside their jurisdiction.
Have the Yukols already started the search?
Of course. Don't hesitate to ask if you need help.
Right. I'll also go take a look around.
Bayert lagan, Miss Kate Walker.
Can do nothing for Miss Kate Walker.
Shamans say not be afraid of bad spirits.
This creature seems to have taken quite a liking to me.
A collection that Katerina would not turn her nose up at.
Must be clues for finding Sacred Red Moon Temple.
Yukul tools. They seem to have been there for a while.
Must be clues for finding Sacred Red Moon Temple.
Next time, succeed without any help.
Illegible. 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 Strange. The inscriptions have also been translated into Yukul. Let's take a look. Here lies Uncle Burden Dana, dead with hammer in hand. Illegible. Illegible. Here lies cousin Rukalia Dana, who fell into slavery but died of heroin. Illegible. Illegible. Good evening. Sorry to intrude, but the door was open. Please excuse my curiosity. I'm accompanying a tribe of nomads who are camping in the stadium. We're trying to find a temple that used to be somewhere around here, before everything changed. Have you heard anything about such a temple? It's a very important place for the Yukuls, a sacred site. If it still exists, you wouldn't happen to know where it is, would you? I'm afraid I have to insist. I had a look at that manuscript before you took it back. It looks as though it was written a very long time ago by one of the Yukuls. It's a mixture of plans and of notes. I have to admit I don't really understand it, but it obviously indicates how to find the sacred temple. It seems like the document means a lot to you. I'm sorry, but you have to let me take it. The Yukos will be absolutely lost if they can't find the sacred temple.
Kantika.
I've heard of him. He was the spiritual guide of the previous migration. Did you know him?
The foreman killed him. They made him work, and then work even more. Treated like an animal. I will never give my father's journal to someone from their camp. You'll have to kill me first.
Listen, I'm not who you think I am. I have nothing to do with the people who built the stadium. I left everything to accompany the Yukos on their journey. I've become one of them now.
You think I'm a fool. I don't actually believe everything I hear, and I will never tell someone like you anything. You're not even worth half of a Yuko like me. You're nothing but a Bolshevik.
What do you mean?
My name is Dunyasha Dubrovskaya Tika. Kantika, my father, was the leader of the Yukos, who were made to work like dogs on this stadium. Then he got together with a woman from around here, a woman who was working in one of the canteens on site. And that's the story of how I was born.
You know, I'm just running away from the people chasing us. The Yukol caravan and me. Those people want to hurt us. The Yukos I'm with are right over there outside. I can go and get one of them to vouch for me if you like.
What for? You've probably already got them under your thumb, Bolshevik. The Yukos are like children. They say what you want them to.
A few months ago, the Yukos saved my life. Today, I'm just trying to help them. If you really have Yukol blood in your veins, you should be doing the same.
You chirp prettily, like vipers warming themselves in the sun on the stadium concrete during the summer.
I was thinking about what you said about your father, Kantika. You know, the Yukos think of him as a great benevolent spirit now, because he decided to sacrifice himself to save the temple of the sacred ceremonies, so all future migrations could continue to receive the blessing of the spirits.
That's good. You should never forget the spirits.
Ti Espiritulu Makra Henok Biknok Vanu. That's what the Yukos say to honor him.
May your spirit join together with those of the ancestors, and may your sacrifice never be in vain. That's what the Yukos say. Even a Bolshevik, even the people from the capital who had the stadium built wouldn't know that. Give the notebook to your guide. He will understand if he really is the person you say. The spirit of my father will guide him.
Thank you.
Don't thank me too quickly, though. I don't know where the temple is, and even with the manuscript, finding it won't be easy. There is so much concrete and iron here. Sometimes even the spirits can do nothing. One last thing. The new caravan. Do you think that the guide could maybe come see me? I don't get that much company. So, if I could speak with some of my own people.
Of course, I understand. You can count on me. Some died for the tribe, others to help them. Let all, nomads or not, be honored forever. Something's wrong. Illegible. Agnieszka Dubrovskaya Tika, my beloved mother who proved that true love knows no borders. Dunyasha Dubrovskaya Tika, finally free of a ceaseless vigil. May she rejoin her family.
Bayert lagan, Misketwalk. How is your research coming, Kate Walker?
Well, I just happened to bump into the daughter of your predecessor, Kantika, in the cemetery there.
Really? What's she up to here?
She's been alone for a long time. It's made her a bit strange at first glance, but actually she's pretty nice.
Do you think she could help us find the temple?
She gave me her father's journal. I'm hoping it can help me find the temple quickly, but it's written in Yukol. Do you think you could translate it for me?
Of course.
That's not all. Would you mind paying her a visit? The poor woman's been alone for years, and I'm sure seeing someone from the tribe would do her a world of good.
I'd be honored to meet the descendant of the one who saved the temple. I'll go as soon as I've translated the journal. Give it to me, please.
To you, who would accompany the new migration of the sacred ostriches to the sullied lands, to you, our successor, I dedicate these pages. As the guardian, my flesh and blood will already have told you, this sacrilegious concrete filth that rises on the site of our temple has forced us to camouflage the sanctuary. I have therefore left this map for you, and it is indeed a map, where the symbols are words and the directions enigmas. A map that only a true Yukol can interpret, and that leads to the doorway to our sanctuary, as well as its keys, on condition you follow the red moon and have the perspective you need. Before all else, I would wish to join you in paying homage to our valiant brothers and sisters who left the tribe to save our sacred temple. If I do not swell upon certain moments of happiness, such as meeting the mother of my daughter, know that our existence as willing slaves was a long series of unhappy events. I sense my own hour approaching, and all that I bequeath my little Dunyasha is the greatest sacrifice of all, bearing all of our grief, alone for the rest of her existence, awaiting our successors. This dark fate to which I condemn my daughter evokes a legend you little know to our people, passed down from guide to guide, and which would seem to be a sinister premonition that I would share with you, that of the bloodthirsty Buther, the madman who wanted to conquer the steppes. Bruther was a chief of our tribe. As feared as he was secretly hated, he annexed many of our villages, exacting unjust tribute from the people, enlisting them by force in his great army of mammoth riders and gathering all the shamans together in a council under his control. His thirst for conquest was so great that he wanted to extend his power not only over the Yukols, but over all the peoples of the steppes. The subservient shamans of the council assured him that the feat was possible, on condition he triumph over 4 major spirits to subject them to his will: the spirit of pain, the spirit of mourning, the spirit of death, and the spirit of sacrifice. By assimilating the essence of these spirits, the shamans assured him he would become the master of war, one to whom victory would never be refused. Burher immediately set about to accomplish this task, hunting the 4 spirits to the very ends of our world, and sometimes beyond. Glyph of Ark-Kam, spirit of mourning. Glyph of Jakob, spirit of death. Glyph of Jabohos, spirit of sacrifice. Glyph of Pot Kenji, spirit of pain. Glyph of Tulu, spirit of madness. Buther triumphed over the spirits one by one and assimilated them. But the merging, the perfect alignment of all the spirits was an illusion, for the joining of mourning, pain, sacrifice, and death gave rise to the emergence of another spirit, Tulu, madness, who with great delight let himself be assimilated in turn by the imprudent conqueror. And thus the serfs of Buther saw a prematurely old man, awkward and stuttering, bereft of all desire for war, return from the hunt for the spirits. The shamans of the council who had initiated the ruse took back their power, the different subjugated villages regained their independence, returning to the peaceful cooperation that had prevailed until then, and placing the now harmless Buther in the stables of his former war mammoths. By recounting this story, I am sharing with you my greatest fear, that which has been gnawing at me since we began to hide the temple, whether, by exposing my only child to all the suffering we have undertaken to hide the temple, I have condemned her to know the same fate as Buther. A fear that only grows as we die one after the other, and which has not quit my side since I hide the keys to our temple. And now we have reached the end of this dark burden that I leave to you, O our successor. Remember to pay homage at the altar we have erected to honor those who fell to preserve our sacred temple. May the spirits go with you. Khan Ti Ka. P.S. And if by chance you should be an impostor seeking to ransack our sanctuary, well, give up, poor fool, you are too narrow-minded to find what you seek. After all, for years we have been hiding one of our keys in the middle of your idols to vanity, and you never even realized it.
What on earth is that? I'm fine. More scared than hurt.
there! She did it! Mirrors will now let us open temple.
I think so, yes. But I'm going to need help moving them.
Yokels, give help! Miss Kate Walker, guide them!
There! That's perfect! Madam Ayahuasca, can you check where we are, please? There! That's perfect! That one's fine, thanks.
Miss Kate Walker succeeded! She come to temple with us.